Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Camo's Mirror, where we take a good look at ourselves and the world around us. I'm your host, Camo, and today I'm excited to be joined by our subject matter expert, Solomon. Solomon, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Camo. It's great to be here.
Awesome. Now, before we dive in, a quick reminder. In this podcast, we look in the mirror at ourselves and the world around us. We share insights and ideas to help us grow, but none of this is a substitute for professional advice. Always consult certified professionals for personalized guidance. This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. With that said, the title of today's topic is Adapt and Conquer: Thriving in Change. In this episode, we're going to discuss how embracing change, rather than resisting it, can be the secret to thriving in an ever-evolving world. We'll explore how adaptability has led to some of the greatest personal transformations. So let's jump right in. Solomon, when we think about change, a lot of people find it intimidating. Why do you think that is?
Great question, Camo. I think fundamentally human beings are creatures of habit. Our brains are wired to prefer the familiar because it represents safety. Change, on the other hand, often feels like stepping into the unknown, and that can trigger fear or anxiety. However, it's precisely this discomfort that has the potential to bring about growth. The more we resist change, the harder it becomes to navigate the evolving landscape of life, especially in today's world where everything is changing so quickly, technologically, socially, economically. One of the key ideas that comes to mind is something Peter Drucker, the renowned management consultant and author, once said. The greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence, it is to act with yesterday's logic. Drucker's perspective really underscores the importance of adaptability. It's not just about surviving change, it's about thriving because of it, by shifting our mindsets and finding opportunities in what's new.
Absolutely, Solomon. I love that quote. It's a reminder that clinging to outdated ways of thinking can actually hold us back. I think about how many companies and individuals have been able to make an incredible impact by pivoting during times of upheaval. Take, for example, industries that were forced to reimagine their entire business models when technology disrupted their old methods. There are companies out there that completely reinvented themselves to stay relevant, and that's what allowed them to not only survive but thrive.
Exactly, Camo. One classic example is how entire industries had to adapt to the digital revolution. For many, that was a sink or swim moment. Those who embraced the shift, who leaned into innovation, even if it felt risky, ended up shaping the future. This is true for people too. Individuals who are adaptable find ways to reinvent themselves, and in doing so, they open doors that would otherwise remain closed. Drucker also spoke a lot about self-renewal. He said, "Knowledge has to be improved, challenged, and increased constantly, or it vanishes." This idea ties back to the necessity of adapting to change. If we stay stagnant, if we resist learning and evolving, we risk becoming obsolete. But if we're proactive about growth and open to new possibilities, we not only adapt to change, we become pioneers of it.
That's a powerful point, Solomon. It makes me think of how, even on a personal level, change can lead to profound transformation. When people embrace new circumstances, whether it's a career shift, a move to a different city, or learning a new skill, they often discover strengths and capabilities they never knew they had. It's about reframing change from something to fear into something that could be an opportunity for greatness.
Exactly, Camo. Embracing change requires resilience, but it also demands curiosity. Instead of focusing on what might be lost, it's about asking, what could be gained? How can I grow? Those who adopt this mindset are the ones who ultimately thrive. We have seen time and again that the ability to pivot is what separates those who struggle from those who succeed in times of transition. Another aspect worth mentioning is community. When we're dealing with change, it's important not to go it alone. Being open to other perspectives, seeking support, and learning from others' experiences can make adapting much less daunting. In a way, thriving in change isn't just an individual effort, it's often a collective one.
I couldn't agree more, Solomon. I think one of the key takeaways for everyone listening today is that change is inevitable, but how we choose to respond makes all the difference. If we lean into it, stay curious, and look for opportunities to grow, we can truly adapt and conquer.
Well said, Camo. And to anyone listening, remember that adapting doesn't always mean huge, drastic transformations. Sometimes it's about the small shifts, the everyday decisions to be open to new ideas, to question old habits, and to take that first step even if it feels uncertain.
Beautifully put, Solomon. This has been such an insightful conversation, and I hope our listeners feel inspired to embrace the changes in their own lives. Alright, folks, that's all we have time for today. If you enjoyed this episode of Camo's Mirror, be sure to subscribe, like, and share the podcast. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave us a comment and let us know how you're embracing change in your life. Thanks again to Solomon for joining us. And thank you all for listening. Until next time, take a look in the mirror, embrace the world around you, and keep growing. Take care.